Who is he? All the figures in the Bible, we talk a lot about Peter. We talk a lot about Paul. We talk a lot about Silas. We talk a lot about John. But the one that they were preaching about, who is Jesus? Who is he? Who is he? Somebody, the Son of God. Who is he? I heard somebody else call him Son of Man. Who is he? I hear Savior. I hear what? Your Father.
No, the Messiah.
Messiah. Amen. Everybody talk to me, don't talk at the floor. I won't hear you. Amen. Amen. So the Messiah. Who is he? Savior. Messiah. Father, some of y'all ain't saying nothing. You don't know who he is?
God in everything.
Somebody say God in the flesh. Who is he? Who is Jesus? Because, see, we have a kind of messed up concept of who Jesus is. I know on my job, people want you to think that Jesus is the one, you hear me saying a lot in here, the Jesus that got the little lamb on his shoulder, and they use it as leverage to mistreat you and do all kind of stuff to you. And said, you know, that little thing we used to wear, what would Jesus do? We ain't gonna know what Jesus would do if we don't know who Jesus is. See, we all are falling in the same category with the disciple who walked with Jesus. And when I was doing the research, I heard that at the time of his death, he only had 120 followers. But look at it now. I mean, the whole world would turn around because of this one man.
That's right.
And it got to be something about this one man that stands out and stand above everybody else, because that's the only name that we can call on and the devil would tremble. So who is he? What is it about Jesus that we supposed to be like him? Because we always talk about transforming your mind and renewing your mind, but if you don't have Christ, your mind gonna stay the same. Amen, somebody. Because we got to understand that we have been programmed a certain way all our lives. And the only way our mind is going to be transformed is that something has to happen, that somebody has to have the power and the ability to change what we would put in or what we put in us. Is that right? Now check this out. This same Jesus we talking about today got killed because he went against everything the religious people, listen how I'm saying that, the religious people believe. And that's what causes the conflict. Now, if you really want to know who Jesus really is, you have to spend some personal time with him. Jesus is so complex that he was born before his mother. He was born before his mother. He's just as old as his father. He ain't controlled by time, but he can control time.
Make it plain.
That's a powerful, a mind twister. He is so powerful that any kind of problem we have, we can carry to him, and he knows the answer even before we ask him.
That's right.
Y'all believe that? He had the solution before we even had the problem, if you want to be honest.
That's right.
And he is so complex, he knows how we're going to respond even before we know what we're going to do.
Hallelujah.
Who is it?
Who is
Jesus.
Who is it?
Who?
How are we going to follow somebody that we don't even know?
All right.
Y'all ain't saying nothing now. You have to know him on a personal level. And one thing I found out about him when I looked at some of his attributes, it sounded like Jesus was a compromiser.
Oh, Jesus. Help us, Lord.
Uh-oh, I messed up somebody. I got one eye. Amen. Because check it out. Remember the story, we use this example a lot of time. When they caught the woman in adultery, the Bible said the men said they caught her in the very act, and they brought her to Jesus while he was in there teaching, and said when they would ask Jesus, what we going to do with her, he was writing on the ground like he didn't even hear.
I know that's right. Amen.
Did it not deserve an answer? Or was he teaching us that you ain't got to always say what you think? I'm just asking. If we pick up his attributes, we'll see that if she were caught in the very act, she was guilty of death, but he didn't condemn her.
No, he didn't.
That don't sound like church folks do it.
No,
We spend 90% of our time instead of winning souls, we spend 90% of our time driving people away.
Amen.
Who is Jesus?
Who is it?
Who is it? Who is it? What is it?
My Lord.
Is he God?
My.
Is he man? Is he both? Y'all ain't saying that. I got some of y'all mind. I can hear the wheels turning now. Who is he?
Oh, glory.
Is he somebody that it is better to put all our confidence in, or is he somebody we can't trust?
All right. Lord, I'm a comforter.
He goes against everything we believe,
My Lord.
don't it? You know, we believe certain things that he's like, no, that ain't the way it is. But he preached love.
Yes, he did.
That ain't the way we were brought up. We were brought up in the Old Testament, an eye for an eye. If you do me wrong, I'm going to do you worse.
All right. Yes.
Y'all ain't saying that. Y'all know how many have done that? Somebody mess over you, you figure, I get you back.
Amen.
Amen. I used to be there. And if I didn't get you back, I didn't fool with you no more. Amen. But that ain't the way he is. He loved people that wanted to kill him.
That's right. Amen.
So who is it?
Who is it?
There's never been a man in the entire Bible that had such an impact on believers and unbelievers. Amen. He challenges our thinking. He challenges our motives, and everything we do, he challenges us. He challenges us to be better than what we are. And he lets us know that if you was all right the way you were, I would never have went to the cross. He showed us love at its best. Is that right? He showed us so much love that he let them kill him. Could I say it another way? I think it was John 13 and 15 or 15 and 13 said, no greater love than this, that a man lay down his life for a friend.
That's what it says.
He gave it up.
Yes.
They couldn't kill him if he didn't want to die.
That's right.
Isn't that true? The Bible said in the Old Testament that he could have called a legion of angels and they would have come and got him even if he just tripped over a stone.
My.
But he didn't do it.
No.
He just kept on hanging there while they beat him and talked trash to him and stuck him in the side and all this crazy stuff. And he knew, now check this out, this was sound crazy, and he knew there would be a lot of people still wouldn't believe he was who he said he was. But he died for us anyway. Who is this Jesus? Who is he? All the churches with all the different denominations, all the different doctrines, but one thing they could all say that they were all built on the foundation of this man named Jesus. So who is he?
Savior of the world.
My Lord.
Who is he?
I'm a Savior.
He said, who the men say that I am?
All right. There you go.
Was that important? Yeah, you need to know. Because I love it when he got down there and said, okay, that what they said. You know, John the Baptist, you know, Jeremiah, one of the other prophets. He said, but who do you say I am?
Personal.
See, it don't matter what my mama thought about Jesus.
That's right.
It don't matter. It matters what I think about Jesus. It got to be personal. Who is it? We getting ready to do a whole series on studying Jesus.
That's all right.
Every sermon from here until God said that's enough, it's going to be centered around
Jesus.
they're going to be odd. You know why? Because people don't like preaching about Jesus no more.
Amen.
How could you? Financial blessing, they just line up all the way around the church. Man, we had none of you wrap around the church. But I'm going to give you something that's going to change your life.
All right.
That's a big claim, man. Because if you have him, guess what? Your finances gonna line up.
Amen.
If you got Jesus, you gonna be happy even if you ain't got a penny in your pocket. If you have Jesus, the real Jesus, you can sleep at night and don't be condemned.
Amen. Amen.
You won't worry about if you don't wake up in the morning.
Thank you, Jesus.
Is that right? You don't worry about where your next meal coming from.
Amen.
You don't worry about who in the White House. You don't worry about who is over your job.
Amen.
Because you know he also the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I think one of the songs there, who is the King of Glory?
The King of God, the Lord strong.
He over every king, over every president. I don't have to worry about Russia.
Come on now.
Because you know what? He's still just as strong in Russia as he is in the United States.
Amen.
Oh, you better grab it. They say that man North Korea crazy. I know somebody that can handle crazy.
There you go.
Y'all want me to prove it? You know, the man, they said when Jesus stepped up on the shore, a man run out the tomb. Wonder what you doing here? They say he was crazy. Had legions of demons in him. You come to torment us before our time?
He's powerful.
That's something. And when you realize who he is and he starts living in you, guess what? You ought to possess that same power. Just show up. Tell somebody, just show up. And people gonna start shaking. What's wrong? What? You ever just look at somebody you ain't even really thinking about it? What's wrong? What's wrong? What I do? Ain't none of that. I'm just looking in your direction. You ought to have that much Jesus in you at the end of this series. That when people look at you, it bothers them. You ought to have enough Jesus in you that when you come to church, that those that try to portray or perpetrate, that's the word y'all use, that they don't feel comfortable. It make me feel some kind of way where people can do anything and come to church and be comfortable. But then what about Jesus? What would Jesus do? He held up a standard that's higher than anything we ever hold up. And you know what the best way to get people converted, not so much jumping up and down on them all the time, the best way is to love that hell right out of them.
That's right. That's true. Amen.
So who is Jesus? Who is he?
Who is it?
Who is he?
My.
That's what John said. John said he loves. So God is love.
Yes.
That's what he said. He's a love, not lust.
All right.
That kind of slipped out, y'all.
That's all right, but it's the truth.
Who is it?
My Lord, who is it?
Do you really want to know who he is?
Yes.
Do I have your curiosity now? I mean, do you really want to know who he is?
Help us, Lord.
Are you willing to come in with an open mind
My Lord. Help Lord.
and forget about everything you ever thought you knew
All right.
about Jesus?
My Lord.
Guess what getting ready to happen?
My.
We just gave you the introduction. But we gonna talk about him on Sunday morning. We gonna talk about him at Bible study.
All right.
If you don't want to know, if you don't want to change that, you might not want to know who he is.
My Lord. Help Lord.
Because see, you cannot have an encounter with Jesus and still be the same.
Hallelujah.
It just don't work like that.
No.
You talk too much, you mess around, get in touch with Jesus, he put a bridle on your tongue.
Yes, he will.
I know I ain't talking about nobody here, ain't that right?
My.
Keep talking.
You're creeping and sneaking and think that he don't know it. You can have an encounter with him, you start staying at home. Jesus can make you leave a divorce court and go back with your spouse.
Yes, he can.
He can make you forget whatever was the problem.
That's right.
And he got a way of making you looking in the mirror.
Amen.
I'm just talking about Jesus. I ain't talking about Clodfelter, because I can't see your heart.
No, no, no.
All I can see is the fruit that falling off the tree.
That's right.
But he can see your heart.
Yes, he can.
He can see the fruit.
Yes.
And he can curse the tree.
Oh, no, yes.
I ain't have to go there, did I?
It's the truth.
Ain't that when he did to the fig tree?
Yes.
You ain't producing fruit. That's why he told us you'll know a tree by the fruit.
That's what he said.
But he didn't tell you to do nothing to it.
Oh, he said.
Because you know what? He'll curse the tree. Because he said if it don't produce fruit, he will cut it down. To hew down. That means cut down. And throw it in the fire.
Oh, glory to Jesus.
That's what he'll do. Boy, that's some tight stuff. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Who is?
All week long, ask yourself, who is Jesus? And every time they run across your mind, say, Lord, show me who you are.
All right. Show me.
Show me. I hear people talk about, I want more of you. It's a song said that too. I want more of you. Do you know what you're asking for? Sometimes you want more, you ain't got none. We ought to ask for some of it. Lord, just give me all I can stand. But we don't know who he is. If we knew really who Jesus was, we would need cheerleaders in the church. You know what cheerleaders are, don't you? There's them people that come in and try to fuss at you and make you praise God and all this stuff. We see it in every church we go to. Oh, y'all, come on. I know God been good to you. He done done something for you. We need that. Because there'll be something about knowing him that when you walk in there, you just automatically get into a praise. You just go into worship. You worship because of who he is. So we got to know who he is. God want to carry us to another dimension, not another level, but another place. And if you're willing to go, he wants you to go. Can you imagine like Adam walking with God every day? And I can't imagine him messing it up, you know. But we mess it up. We do the same thing Adam did. Talking trash about Adam, but we doing it every day. Every opportunity we have. Just to tell him thank you. We won't even tell him thank you. You don't always have to speak in tongues to tell God thank you. Did I say something wrong? But if that's the way you do it, that's you and him. The way you worship God got nothing to do with the way I worship God. Is that right? Who is it? He said he was the Son of God, they killed him. They say he was blasphemy. Other people say he was a wine bibber. Say he was casting out devils by the prince of devils. That ain't who he was. Who is it? Stand up.